Hey, quick pause before you scroll. If you re the kind of person who can feel when sound is holding you back, this one is for you. The first time you live with the Denon AVR-X2800H, something clicks that is hard to unfeel afterward. You re not chasing noise. You re chasing control, clarity, that moment when everything finally locks into place and your setup feels intentional instead of patched together. If that sounds like you, check the current price and availability now, because this is one of those pieces that quietly disappears when people catch on. There's usually a moment that triggers the upgrade. Maybe your old receiver started sounding strained when scenes got intense. Maybe dialogue kept getting buried. Or maybe you realized you were constantly adjusting volume instead of enjoying what you were watching. You didn't need more gear, you needed better gear. Once this is in your system, the relief is immediate. You stop fighting your setup. Movies feel composed instead of chaotic. You trust the sound again. You sit back instead of leaning forward, tweaking settings, wondering what is wrong. Picture late night binge sessions where voices stay locked to the screen even during explosions. Weekend gaming where positional audio finally makes sense and you react faster without thinking. Music afternoons where the room fills evenly, not loudly, but confidently. Even everyday TV feels more solid, more present, like your space finally caught up with your expectations. What hits you isn't raw power. It's how clean everything feels. Transitions are smooth. Atmos effects don't shout, they surround. You notice yourself turning it up not because you have to, but because it stays composed when you do. If you even slightly considering it, don't wait around for random stock dips or awkward price jumps. This is one of those models people circle back to after trying to justify something weaker. You might think a 7.2 receiver is more than you need, but that flexibility becomes freedom. You grow into it. You don't replace it. And the surprise benefit nobody tells you about is how come everything sounds. Less fatigue, longer sessions, no urge to shut it off early. You feel proud owning it. Not flashy pride, a quiet confidence. The kind where guests notice the experience before they notice the gear. You chose something built properly, and it shows every time you power it on. You get sound that fills the room without stress. You get clarity that makes dialogue effortless. You get immersion that pulls you forward. You get a system that finally feels complete. It is not the smallest unit, as setup takes a bit of care, but that is the trade-off for control and headroom you want to outgrow. At some point, you stop comparing spec sheets and trust your instinct. You already know which one you wanted. Don't turn this into one of those upgrades you keep delaying and quietly regret later. Check the price, see if it is in stock, and make the switch while it is still easy. Once you live with it, going back won't feel like an option.